Last week, I closed a deal in Atlanta, Georgia, and made $17,465, and I never left my home. Let me show you exactly how I did it. Here's the property. 3-bedroom, 2-bath in East Atlanta. Seller was a tired landlord. Tenants had messed it up over and over. He just wanted out. Classic motivated seller. The ARV of the property was $475,000. It needed $35,000 in repairs. My offer was $275,000, and I netted a fee of $17,465. The buyer paid me $295,000. Let me walk you through the entire process. This lead came in from an ad that we run on Facebook. The seller at first told me he wouldn't take any less than $350,000. We talked about the problems he faced with tenants, and we talked about what he wanted to do with the money. He wanted to start a mission in Atlanta to help young men who were struggling. I knew once hearing this that I wanted to be part of the deal, but I also knew that $350K just wasn't possible. I called the seller at 10 a.m. Atlanta time. That was 10 p.m. for me in Bangkok. The conversation lasted 15 minutes. I asked, "What does this look like if you haven't sold the property in 6 months? How upset were you when the tenants destroyed your house? How would you feel walking out of closing with a check in your hand?" He said, "I just want it gone. I don't have time to list it. I really don't want to fix it up again and deal with tenants. Jason, make me an offer." Perfect. Look, I never saw this house in person. I used Google Street View for the exterior. I used free version of PropWire for comps. And my local boots on the ground guy did photos, a Matterport 3D, drone, and video for me. The repair estimate I got from my contractor that I've used over 50 times. ARV, $475. I'm confident of that. Repairs, $35,000. I'm confident of that. I know my investor buyers want 70% of ARV minus repairs. Well, 475 times 70% is $332,500. If I take $35,000 off of that for repairs, I know my max buy price is $297,500. So I offered $275,000 to the seller, knowing that I would wholesale it at $295,000. After expenses, about a $17,000 spread for me. I sent the contract via DocuSign, and he signed it the same day. Then I sent it to my buyers list. Those are investors that I've built relationships with over the years. I also used a product called DealSpeed to market it to people that I don't know. DealSpeed finds people in the local area that have flipped properties, and it gives me their contact information. I got my first response in about 40 minutes. They said, "I'll take it at $295,000. Done. They posted earnest money, and I assigned the contract to my buyer. They closed with the seller, and I got paid after expenses $17,465 at closing. Total time invested, 3 hours. From my home in Bangkok, weather outside 85 degrees and sunny, this is virtual wholesaling. You don't need to see the property in person. Live in the market, do the repairs, use your own money. All you need is a system to find motivated sellers, the skill to analyze deals, a buyer's list, contracts, and process. And you can do this from anywhere: Thailand, Puerto Rico, Mexico, or your own living room in Ohio. I want to share what I have learned over the last 1,000 deals that I've done overseas. Follow me for more.